These are places iconic to Singapore. Teo Heng KTV, Zouk, Sungei Road Thieves Market, Tanglin Hall.
It's a community, it's an experience. It's a place where so many people have met their life partners.
We have people like Alice, which is our village chief.
We got a village chief.
But now, we are at risk of losing them.
It's all empty and it's only been a couple of months.
但是我想新加坡不会再有一个这样的 market 了。
These are the places we will miss. My name is Ong Ka Jing, but many know me as OKJ. In this episode, I'm going on a journey to discover what happened to the vendors at what used to be Singapore's largest and oldest flea market, the Sungei Road Market.
Very sad lor. I know that once Sungei Road close, I have to look for a new thing to do.
Ideally, we would love a place of our own so we don't have to keep moving around.
After its closure in 2017, the market's vendors have been struggling to find a new home.
The vendors themselves decided to move to Golden Mile Towers car park, but nobody really knew what to do.
I find out how they are picking up the pieces to keep the memories of Singapore's most infamous flea market alive. I am OKJ, a documentary storyteller. In 2017, I made this film called Trespass, Stories from Singapore's Thieves Market.
我做20多年了，你知道吗？我年轻的时候20多岁做到现在。
I made it to mark the closure of the Sungei Road Thieves Market. I wanted to capture the memories and bonds of the 200 vendors that had worked there for decades.
This one with the steamer, you know. Okay, $14.
One of the people I met at the former Sungei Road Market was Jack Fu.
其实我卖什么，我怀疑我卖空的东西都有人要了，卖空气可能都会有人要。
Jack used to sell fans and other electronics at the Sungei Road Market and even provided repair services. While he no longer has a shop front, he remains my go-to repair guy for all things electrical.
Hey, Uncle Jack， 好久不见，好久不见。
好久不见。
我的那个风扇坏耶，不懂你能帮我修一下吗？
应该可以啦，没有问题。
哦，不知道为什么它突然坏。You know if there's any place where I could get another fan or not, so I could use in the meantime while you're fixing it.
你可以去Kelantan Lane 的 Green Hub。
You mean the one that's near the old Sungei Road?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go check that out.
The Sungei Road Green Hub is not far from where the Sungei Road Market used to be. So I decided to take a quick detour to see how the space looks now.
Don't let the unassuming grass patch here fool you, for what's behind this barricade is 80 years of history, of people, and of hustling for a better life.
Established in the 1930s, Singapore's oldest and largest flea market began as a small trading spot by the banks of Rochor River. From the 50s to 70s, the Sungei Road Market became popular for its cheap goods. The vendors would start in the late afternoon, offering a wide array of items, some of which were considered a steal, while others were literally stolen or smuggled, leading to the market's infamous moniker, the Thieves Market. The Thieves Market was closed for good in July 2017 to make way for an MRT station, as well as new commercial and residential developments.
Now this is literally a walk down memory lane. To my right, I have Stanford Primary School, which is a place where I'm from. To the left, I used to come here every time to eat Hainanese chicken rice. But mainly, the people who come here is for the Sungei Road Thieves Market right here.
Give me a bag, I count for you money. I count money for you.
Because it was about to close down, I've decided to document its closure to really capture the memories of the people prior to its demise.
We would like to thank all the vendors here tonight and all the vendors in the last 80 years for giving Singapore color and flavors.
After the closure of Sungei Road Thieves Market, many vendors simply retired, while others set up shop in pasar malams or took on odd jobs. But many still missed their former lives. So when ex-vendor David Sain saw 2 vacant shop units near the old market last March, he asked food charity The Saturday Movement to help rent the units for a group of vendors. 6 months later, the Sungei Road Green Hub was born.
Uncle，
呀，
老板，那个 different 那是多少啊？
那个，
对啊
15块
15块
啊，
，12啦。
很便宜啦，有多2块钱给我喝茶而已嘛，吃跟你饭。
When it comes to bargain hunting, the thrill is well and alive here.
有没有一个东西在这边是算作是蛮新的？
这样美的东西也是人家丢，你看，或者这些新的东西，
我的话应该15块可以吧？
可以没说送给你啦。
删的时候你有没有什么感觉呢？
感觉就心痛哦。以前真的是那边一天里面真的是好几百个人的，好几上千的。Saturday Sunday 你看整条路，现在才20-30餐，相差一个天一个地嘛。
As I head to the second shop unit, I chance upon a familiar face.
Hey Uncle Jason, how are you? Long time no see.
I featured Uncle Jason in my documentary 3 years ago, when he was hawking some rather unusual wares.
Fossil elephant sperm. The main purpose is that if you work for your boss automatically like you. You go anywhere, girls like to make friends with you.
How's the sale with the elephant sperm?
Still very sellable.
Actually, I got some friends that are asking like, how do you know whether this is elephant sperm or not?
This stone is the elephant sperm that drop on the floor. 300 years turn to fossil. Anything fossil you need at least 300 years. This stone it has sperm inside. You can see the sperm inside.
How did this place come about? Because I actually didn't hear about it until recently.
This belongs to a charity organization. So to help us out, they know all these people got no place to go. Mostly already old, and they can keep their things here.
David was telling me this name, Raymond. Do you know Raymond?
Raymond is the boss.
Raymond Khoo is the restaurateur behind food charity The Saturday Movement. When COVID-19 struck last year, Raymond agreed to liaise with HDB to rent both shop units, and even paid for the renovations and rental deposit. I have to meet this mysterious benefactor to find out more.
Hi. Hey man, fine, nice to meet you.
Hi, hello, hi.
The folks told me that I had to come to meet you in person.
Well, incidentally, we are packing the food to bring over to the Green Hub today.
Do you need an extra pair of hands?
Well, I wouldn't say no. Please come and join us.
Fantastic, let's go.
With help from sponsors, Raymond has been providing the former Sungei Road vendors free meals once per week since the market closed 3 years ago.
Hi, David.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
hi, hi,
Wow,
hi.
谢谢你们，谢谢你们。
For Raymond, helping them out brings back memories of happier days at the old flea market.
Here you go, Jason.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you 等久了，谢谢你啊。
I remember going to the Sungei Road, the original Thieves Market, in my primary school days. Yeah, my brother said, no, I bring you to somewhere that you've never been to. So I was very excited about it and I said, oh, let's go. I remember this Ultraman figurine. So it's like, wow, like so interesting, We didn't manage to buy anything. My brother said, it's just for you to go and have a look-see to know that, you can look for some treasures like that.
Why have you spent so much time and effort in enabling these people with a space like this?
David said, ideally, we would love a place of our own so we don't have to be nomads and keep moving around. But I said, let's do one better. Let's take away the Thieves Market stigma. So let's rebrand it Sungei Road Green Hub. Reuse, recycle, and upcycle. And it's more current, especially the millennials. You tell them they have no idea what is it about.
Raymond helps to manage the rental of about $6,000 for both units, which house 20 vendors. He collects $10 a day from each vendor, but since COVID hit, he has promised to make up any shortfall in the first year.
When you have a place, the atmosphere, their internal being, it's being elevated up because, hey, I have something to look forward to instead of like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But when you see the joy on their faces, and I say it tells it all, and everybody's like so thankful And that's why I feel that, yes, we've done it right. And also what's very important is that we help preserve the culture and heritage of where these people came from.
The Sungei Road Green Hub has been open for 3 months, and the old customers are slowly starting to return.
这个有店比较好啦，东西排得很整齐这样啦，不像以前排在马路啊，看不到东西。
I think the shopping experience is very different. Like in the mall, you actually know what you are going to buy. But in this flea market, you don't know what you can find.
Only 20 of the 200 vendors at Sungei Road Market have taken root at the Green Hub. It got me wondering, where are the rest of the vendors?
So here you sell what?
Anything I sell, what you want, what I have.
Anything and everything ah? Okay.
The Sungei Road Market, better known as the Thieves Market, has been Singapore's oldest and largest flea market for more than 80 years. At its height, more than 300 vendors could be found there. But in 2017, its vendors were evicted and the market demolished to make way for redevelopment.
阿哥 David，
Yeah.
想要问你，如果你这边只有8、9个 kaki 的话，其他的 kaki 呢？
在无人。
OK 啊，那我去那边找他们啦。OK， 拜拜。
拜拜，再见。
Today, I'm heading to the heart of Woodlands Industrial Park, where about 20 former Sungei Road vendors have set up shop, selling everything from spare parts to second-hand watches.
Hey, hello auntie.
Hi, 我是梁伯伯。
Susan Tan, better known as Liang Popo to her customers, has been selling men's and women's apparel for 20 years. It's 10 AM and she's just starting to prepare her shop for business. So I've offered to lend a hand so that I can stay and chat.
Who are your customers?
Branggara, India, Myanmar, Thailand.
So you got regulars also ah?
Yeah lah.
So you've been in the original Sungei Road also ah?
Yeah. Their business better than here.
Why do you think that's the case?
Because this one place too far. You know Sungei Road, the place very big.
Yes.
This one like very squeezy.
The current market at Woodlands is 5 times smaller than the Sungei Road Market.
Some customer don't come.
Then if that's the case, then why do you still come here to set up shop?
Oh, because now my children big already. I stay at home nothing what. That's why we every time do Better ma, you stay at home. No good.
Susan moved her clothing store here 5 months after the Sungei Road Thieves Market closed.
At first, I cannot find place. Temporarily, I cannot sell. Then at last, the volunteer Clement find this place for us.
Oh, wait, who's Clement?
Clemente is an architect. When he heard that the Sungei Road vendors were trying to find a place to relocate to, he stepped up to help.
The vendors themselves decided to move to Golden Mile Towers car park, but nobody really knew what to do. One of them contacted me, and I contacted URA, MSF, and the Ministry of National Development. And we explained how it was the most important thing to keep this kind of trade alive, because I think it's not just for them, it's for everyone else.
After a few rounds of talks, a decision was eventually made to relocate the vendors here at the Woodlands Recreation Centre. And Market Gaya Guni, a reference to the old rag and bones trade, was born.
The old Sungei Road was a place that you could drop by just because you're having lunch or a meeting nearby. Woodlands is a bit different. It's a bit hard to ask a friend to drop by for lunch. The charm has changed because one major factor is that we can't play music. Over at Sungei Road, we could blast Hokkien, Tamil, Bangla music. One of the biggest misconceptions even I had was that a lot of them were homeless. And we discovered that they appeared to be homeless because they were sleeping near the place where they're going to do their dumpster dive, sleeping on park benches because they're about to launch their work at 4 a.m.
Sungei Road was forced to shut down in the 1980s before that got reversed. So this wasn't the first time that it will be revived if you all succeed in this. Does that give you hope in terms of what you all are doing?
Yes, hope is the most important thing for all of us. It can fuel and drive you to do more things and a brighter future.
Thank you so much for sharing with me all that you have shared. Is there a particular store that you have over here that you can recommend me to buy another fan? My second-hand fan, it broke down.
Yes, definitely.
Let's go, man. Oh, these are the fans?
Yes.
Hello. Just checking. How much will you go for something like this?
This one about $20, this one.
Oh, KDK 20 啊？
这个
你这样你卖多少哎？
这我卖2块的。
感謝。Thank you.
Even though it started to rain, I'm not the only one braving the rain for a good deal.
So this place might be small and quaint, but just like the Green Hub, you can get a sense that the old Sungei Road Market continues to live on through the people and items. That's the thing that I managed to find today, but what I couldn't find was the fan I was looking for. So it's off to Jack to find out whether he has fixed my fan.
Jack Fu used to sell and repair electrical appliances at the old Sungei Road Market.
Hey, Uncle Jack! Hey. 风扇怎么样? Hello.
Now, I'm popping in to see if he has been able to repair my broken fan.
摩托坏了。
啊？我以为是那 capacitor 坏。
It looks like I'll need to buy a new fan after all.
When Sungei Road closed, did your business suffer?
Yeah, of course. Sungei Road business so good, you know. Now I'm selling at my house, I got to sell better quality and give better guarantee and better service. I got no choice, I got family to feed. My family changed my whole life.
In what way?
Everything, lor. Even the way I must to be more responsible. Lor. When I'm not married, I never think in this way, you know.
When the Sungei Road finally closed, how did you feel?
Very sad, lor. I know that once Sungei Road closed, I have to look for a new thing to do. I have to change my business.
Your friends at the Sungei Road, do you miss them?
Of course, I miss them now. So many years out there. I think 10 years, you know. Sometimes when I'm free, I go and see whether they are there or not. 有些都不在了，好像那个卖电池的都不在了。
So if there's one thing that you want to bring back from the time in Sungei Road, what would that be?
拿回那些朋友咯。
It's all about friends, idea.
Yeah.
So speaking of friends, I have to go meet another friend. Do you remember Brandon? The person who did all the paintings?
哦，这个我认识，他是买假牙的吗？
Just make a guess what would be inside.
A thermometer.
No, it's like a
Hey, what the?
他什么鬼都买的，这个很好笑。
I first met Brendan while filming my documentary. Like me, he was there to capture the last days of the market. Through portraits of the vendors, he monumentalized their grief over the market's closure. Today, he has called me to meet him at the Sungei Road Green Hub.
Hey Brandon, what's up? Is this what you wanted to show me?
This is a portrait of Achan. I got news that they came over here to the Sungei Road Green Hub. I met him while buying some stuff and then I asked if it's possible to paint a portrait of him. I wanted to do this to show that people our age still care about the place and not just let it die off.
So are you showing this to him or?
It's still in work in progress, so you know, maybe get some feedback from the sitter himself.
Okay, let's go.
Uncle.
你好。
你好。
好。
这是我画你，好不好？
可以啊，你送给我喜欢啊。
你的感觉是怎么样？
画年轻一点，
皱纹我
比较好看啊。那颜色太厚了。
头发我画黑色可以吗？
可以啦，白的可以，黑色的
白的比较好看啦。
可以啦。
现在有在这几个店了，怎么样呢？
比较快乐一点啊，他们那个安迪全部来 support 我们啊，然后有时候他拿安迪拿CD给我，
啊，他们卖什么给他们什么。现在把他们全部关掉，不可以做。如果这边没有，我们常常会找工作咯。我年纪很大，人家要去找工作，哎，你等电话哪里有？
As I sit down for a cup of tea with Brendan, he tells me that this portrait is part of a new series to rekindle memories of our heritage and Singaporeans' resilience.
We don't know the stories behind these vendors. So having these portraits is to show that these people are still doing what they do. Some of them have moved on, but they are not gone. 3 years on, the solutions and like Green Hub, they're all created by people who care, friends and families within the community, trying to give a second chance to the place. I feel it's up to our generation to kind of like help these people, because one of the uncle, who is also an artist, he said this quote to me, is 后浪推前浪. So we're living in Singapore where everything just develops so fast. You know, things just come and go. You kind of become very desensitized to all these places, to the point of whether you should be sentiment, because in another 20 years you'll be gone. So personally for me, I would like to celebrate the place. If we have a whole generation who doesn't cherish all this heritage site, then, you know, it will be gone.
After talking to Brendan, I decide to chat with some old customers to find out what the old Sungei Road Market meant to them.
What do you miss most about the old Sungei Road Market?
Sungei Road is the only place that most people will say, I can't get anything Sungei Road. And there was always a joke. If you lose your tire, you go there, you can get your own tire back.
I find it very interesting to see it as like almost like an archive of the country. You get to learn so much about the country by looking at the items that end up in a place like this. They're quite personal, and it's like a whole chapter of somebody's life.
Well, my age is always linking on. It's always there in my head. It's something that's part of my life that I've been living through.
When the Sungei Road Market first closed in 2017, I was motivated to make a documentary that encapsulated the experiences of this unique enclave within our society. But after visiting the vendors at their new location, I'm inspired by their tenacity to find new ways to eke a living and how they are supported by selfless individuals. And I think it is this community spirit that has seen the market go through the different eras, including the time when it first closed in the 1980s. And perhaps it is this spirit that will enable the legacy of the Sungei Road Market to live on.